Co-eyes on the project, Alex Taylor and Lara Houston, who are also at City with me, and then we've got another two project partners, Spitalfield City Farm and Gaia Foundation. And so the project is called, it's slightly changed from our proposal, but it's now called Algorithmic Food Justice, Co-Designing a Sustainable Food Justice System with Blockchain Futures. And so it's basically about food justice, which deals with both the structural inequalities and the environmental degradations that are involved in the global food systems. And so we're really interested in how we can realign these inequalities through new algorithmic infrastructures to create more sustainable and just food systems. So we identified kind of three main challenge areas. The first is the need for a more than human value system, because a human-centered focus within the food system fails to recognise their interdependencies and interrelations of humans and non-human others. So we've got like collapses of chains of species in the food system, and basically kind of the global, our food is under threat from the industrial food system. The second is a need to sustain the food commons, because enclosures of the global food system is concentrating the benefits into the hands of a few. So for example, we've got 4 companies, global companies, that control 70% of the world's seed supply. And then finally, we think that we need an inclusive approach, or we risk intensifying existing exclusions and inequalities. So what we want to do in this project is work with urban agricultural communities to prototype blockchain futures for more than human values, to also prototype blockchain futures to sustain the food commons, and to develop a method for co-designing blockchain solutions that is more inclusive. And so what we're going to do is work with urban agricultural communities through a series of workshops, and then have a final event that will open to the public, that will showcase these prototypes that we've been co-designing. And I'm going to hand over to Ruth to talk a little bit about the method that we're going to use, which is interesting.
So I have for the last 20 years run an organisation called Furtherfield, which brings together artists, techies and activists to think about how the world is different because of network technologies. For the last 5 years we've been doing a deep dive into blockchain technologies, what their potentials are for society, what the potential disasters are, and to look at how we can bring people together across disciplines and to reach outside the development space to really understand what possibilities are. The things that most excite us about working with blockchain technologies is the way to bring together, it kind of gives us a way to have a new approach to governance and the coordination of assets. So we can think about the web as internet of messages and communication, and the blockchain is now embedding assets and money into this web. So while my inner anarchist is in uproar about putting money into the centre of everything, it does actually give us a way to think in a new way about accounting and transparency and governance. So we're looking at DAOs, so these are decentralised autonomous organisations that allow us to kind of reorganise the way we pool resources, form joint ventures and exchange economic value. Most of you in the room, I imagine, have kind of glazed over, at least internally, as I'm talking. And so one of the things that we've been doing at Furtherfield is developing new kinds of engagement processes for helping people to understand what these things mean and what it might mean to them, their communities, etc. So what we're doing on this project together is building live action role plays. So these basically allow us to bring urban agriculture, people who care about growing for all different kinds of reasons, along with technologists and along with people who have an interest in how to get things organised and how to make budgets work, that kind of thing, and then create fictional scenarios based on what we learn about the things that are important and crucial, and have them play them out for 3 hours. And we know now from experience that this gives people a really deep way of understanding what are the important things to pay attention to. And the fun part of this project for me is all great fun, don't tell anyone. But the special fun bit is thinking about how to LARP for more than human actors. So thinking about who plays the soil, who plays the bees, how do we work out how their interest is taken into account when we're thinking about a new governance structure for these things.